Hey, 일본님, what's up? How are ya? How you doing? How you doing tonight? How you doing? 양님, good evening. Unicornim, it's good to see you. How's everybody spending their their 3-day weekend? Everybody enjoying their 3-day weekend? Hey, Yunsnim, what's up? Hey, Jesse Parknim, you enjoying your 3-day weekend? How are you enjoying your 3-day weekend? Okay, so I'm gonna launch LibreOffice and see if that crashes my system. Are you gonna crash? I'm back on Windows again. Just giving it a shot. See if it crashes. I have a feeling it's not gonna crash. Although I don't... what's this? Okay, it's just a welcome message from Libre. It says, you are running LibreOffice. Hey, what word processor do you guys use? Like, what do you do for your documents? What software, what app do you guys use to write up your documents, you know, for work and stuff? Do any of you guys actually use Hangul? What is it called? Is it called Are Hangul or just Hangul? Take a moment to personalize my settings. Okay. I hope this doesn't take very long. Standard toolbar. Okay. Libre themes. Dark. Yeah, let's go. All that does is make the very top bar, the header bar of the app, dark. It doesn't make anything else dark. Hey, Chejun-sunim, what's up? Yeah, hey, D.I. Hanim, what's up, man? It's been a while. 5th like. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the like. I really appreciate it. Kim Lononim, hello. How are you doing? You just got back home from 3 days, 2 nights backpacking trip to Utangodo Trail? Untangodo Trail? Where in the world are you? Dude, where in the world are you, man? Where are you? You're going for a walk. Okay. Oh, okay. You're out. You're on a walk, with your dog, or by yourself, or with your family. It's really nice out to be walking right now, isn't it? Nice and cool. It's pretty warm this afternoon. Earlier today. Hey, Sujinim, what's up? I hope you're enjoying your 3-day weekend. The letters on screen are oh, wait, what? Transparent. Oh, shoot, you're right. Shit, wait, it's not supposed to do that. Wait, hold on, give me a second. It's not supposed to do that. Okay, that's better. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't know it was doing that. Let's see, icons, okay. Ooh, no, I'm just gonna change it back to that. Okay, that's better. Apply. And appearance, okay. Alright, I guess that's all I need to do. Okay, well, it looks like it's not crashing my system, so far, at least. When I was in Korea, I used to use Hangul a lot since I was in a Korean government corporation, but I figure a lot of people use Microsoft Words and Google Docs here in the US. Yeah, Google Docs is I mean, it covers pretty much every all your needs, wouldn't you say? Oh, by yourself in Yangjaecheon. I think I've been there. I've been to Yangjaecheon because I used to, when I was living with my folks, my parents, I used to live in Shindorim, and so I think I know where that is. Use Hangul at work only. Notion and Google Docs for personal use. I see. 운탄고도 in 영어. Oh. It's because I've never heard of 운탄고도. And when you wrote it in English, it looked and sounded like it might be somewhere in another country. And so I thought maybe you were traveling overseas. Oh yeah, sure, I can customize it. I can customize pretty much anything. Use Hangul, but you're thinking about switching to Word because you heard it's not compatible with ChatGPT. I see. So that means, although you could probably create a document using Hangul and save it as a DOC file or a DOCX file, whatever, and that would pretty much take care of the compatibility issue, don't you think? Do I have any plans not to shave my hair anymore? You know, when it comes to my hair, I really don't have any plans. Like, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a guy or something. But I really don't have any future plans for my hair. Like any sort of plans at all. I just do whatever I want. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. I'm not trying to, like, you know, like downplay your question or anything. I guess I don't know, maybe for some people, like, they have plans for their hair. I don't think I've ever had any plans for my hair, like, ever. You know what I mean? So, one day, and I don't know if that day will ever come, but I might just suddenly decide that I'm just tired of shaving my hair. And I guess at that point, I'll just stop shaving my hair. That doesn't mean I'm planning to grow it or something. It just means I got tired of shaving my head. But at the moment, you know, I just like keeping it, you know, neatly shaved. It's just, and you know, with the summer coming and all, it just seems really appropriate. IKNeem is asking over on Discord whether we had dinner. I think I had an early dinner. I'm not exactly sure if you can call it an early dinner or a late lunch, but I had oh no. I had a late lunch, I think. Yeah. Kaido님 says 열무 bibimbap, 2 fried eggs. 달래 된장찌개? I've never heard of 달래 된장찌개. 달래. I don't even know what 달래 is. You guys know what 달래 is? 한컴? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still active. I think I even have a product key. I remember purchasing a product key several years back, and I think it still works. It should be in my email or something. I should probably copy it into one of my notes. Let's see if I can change the color. Okay. Okay, that's a little more usable. I think I'll need to let me change my Windows settings so it's dark. Do you guys use Windows in dark mode, or just do you keep it automatic or in light mode? I usually prefer to keep it in dark mode. Wait, why can't I find is it this? Hey, where's the setting? Is it in themes? Hey, where's this? Where's the setting? Isn't it in the personalization setting? Color? Oh, color. I was supposed to. Okay. There we go. Okay. Oh, so much better. Korean institutions use that program, right? Yeah, I think most, like, government offices, I don't know how they came. I guess it's, did the government buy the licensing for Hangul or something? Is Untangodo worth being there to enjoy hiking? Yeah, how is it? It has been a while since hey, Badu Ginim, welcome back. It's nice to see you again. Welcome back. Yeah. Where have you been? It was worth it. Actually, more parts of trail courses are located in Cheongsan area. DI Han. Yes, you can hike on the trail by the turbine on specific trail. Huh. Okay, chill Sunday. It's Sunday, right? Yeah. And you guys, we have another holiday coming up tomorrow, right? Display. No, yeah, I found it. It's in the personalization category, and it's under the color section. I'm using Windows in Korean mode right now. I don't know, maybe that threw me off, but I'm not really sure. Hey, Kaido-nim. Come on. Today is just a chill day. You really didn't have to do that. But I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kaido. It's like, you know, you're the only person that, like, professionally appreciates my time. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it all the time. You're craving fried chicken badly? Well, maybe you should go for it. Come on, life is short, right? As long as your arteries are clean, I mean, come on. And you know, nowadays they have a lot of those baked chickens, right? Does it have to be fried? Do you really need all that fried stuff? Just between Korean and English, which language can I type faster? Honestly speaking, I feel pretty confident in with both languages. I can type pretty fast with both languages. What about you, Curtis-nim? What about you? Which can you type faster in? Thank you very much, Kaido-nim. Generally prefer light mode over dark. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I just kind of prefer dark mode. Oh, maybe there's another reason for that. It could be that because I have 3 monitors in front of me, and depending on which mode I'm using Windows in, it could affect the lighting that hits my face. I think that's one of the reasons I started using dark mode in the first place. Maybe that's why. Well, let's see if it makes a huge difference. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna change to light mode. Oh, okay, it's not that big of a difference. Okay. Alright. Maybe it's better for my eyes. Is there any scientific backing to that theory? Like when you're looking at monitors in a dark room, it kind of worsens your eyesight. Is there any scientific backing to that? Do you guys know anything about that? Should probably use this. Right. Okay. Get rid of that. And this actually looks, no, the font looks fine actually. I'll just 35. No, 35 is maybe too big. 30. Yeah, no. See, I have, how many, okay, so I have 2 main drives in my PC build right now. Each is a 2 terabyte NVMe drive, and I have Windows on one of them, and I have Linux on one of them. And yes, I was using Linux mainly. And then the reason I had to move over to Linux was because I was having so many issues with Windows. I'm sure I told you guys about. But ever since I did a fresh install of Linux on one of those drives and Windows on this drive right now, I haven't really been experiencing any issues. And so right now I'm kind of experimenting with this again. So you know what? I just downloaded and installed everything that I was using before when I was experiencing those issues, and I'm going to see if it does that again. My theory is that it's going to do that again. There's actually a part of me that is hoping that I run into issues, because if I don't, then why was I having issues before? It makes no sense, right? But then for some reason, for some unknown reason, I'm not experiencing any issues right now. So we'll see. Maybe it was the other NVMe SSD drive that I was having maybe it was just a hardware issue, maybe something about that drive, maybe it was a faulty drive or something, and but it's working fine with Linux for some reason. I've been struggling with diarrhea. Oh, maybe you have one of those noroviruses or something. But I think I might go to see. I see. Okay. Is there something that you can pick up at the pharmacy? Have you tried that? You know, sometimes they sell those. I don't know. It's like those thick liquid stuff that you can kind of drink. Sometimes that helps. Hello, Buddha. You know, the other day I was thinking, why is Buddha's birthday a holiday for everybody, right? But then I remember, hey, Christmas is basically the same thing. It's just for Jesus' birthday, right? Or is it his resurrection? No, that's Easter. Christmas is to celebrate Jesus Christ's birth, right? If I'm not mistaken. And so that makes perfect sense. Okay, so we have Christmas Day off, so why not Buddha? Okay. But then what about all the other gods? Are there no other gods? How cool would it be if we were to take all the gods, like, go down history and, like the sun, like, what kind of gods are there? Like Zeus, and like find out what their birthday is and make that a holiday. I have to leave it. Oh, okay. I just had basil pasta and salad for dinner. That sounds great. Sounds like a perfectly healthy dinner. I'm glad you had a nice dinner. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello, Ardenim. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, whatever you're planning to do. And it's debatable. Some say it's bad for your eyes. Some say it doesn't that much, as far as I know. One thing that I've heard a lot is about blue light. I heard blue light, the whole thing with blue light. It used to be a thing in the past, but it's no longer an issue. Like, you really don't need glasses to protect you from blue lights, because from what I'm told, it's already kind of technology, the advancement of technology has kind of taken care of that issue. So, like, none of the monitors, at least from what I've heard, none of the monitors that is being manufactured nowadays causes any blue light issues. So, no, nothing special. Just I actually stayed home all day because I needed to get some work done. Yeah, I worked on my book pretty much all day today, although I did take a nap earlier. And I think I'm going to be up pretty late tonight working on the book. I'm deep in, I'm about halfway done. And so I hope I can pick up some speed. If GTA 6 is released, will you play it right away? Probably not. Probably not. I'm not that into games. I do enjoy playing games with you guys. Just kind of experiencing those cheap thrills every now and then. I do enjoy that, but I just don't really spend that much time, that much of my personal time playing games. What about you, Curtis Neem? You haven't answered my earlier question, did you? What about you? Are you going to play GTA 6? Whenever that comes out. Is there actually a release date for that game? You haven't tried any medications yet. I should try some. Yeah, you should go to, you should definitely go to the pharmacy and tell them as much as you can about your symptom, and they usually can, give you some stuff for it. Top tier 2 Jesus and Buddha. I think maybe he won't because GTA 6 isn't a horror game. I mean, it does look good, but it's one of those games that you have to put in a lot of your time to really enjoy it. You know what I mean? Where's the Muslim birthday? So you mean, wait, which god is it? Is it Allah? Do they worship Allah? Am I right about that? Is that what the people of the Muslim people worship? Is it Allah? 2 terabytes. Wow, my laptop have 500 gigabytes. Actually, I have a laptop with only 256 gigabytes. Holy crap, Jinsun-nim. That was totally unnecessary for you to do on a Sunday evening, but thank you very much. That's over and above. That's over and above. That kind of scared me. I'm like, what the heck? Thank you very much. We don't even have a super chat goal today, but thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I really hope that wasn't a mistake. You know, because every time someone sends over a large amount of super chat, I'm thinking like maybe they have two YouTube streams going on, and you know, like me and like their favorite YouTuber maybe, and they were actually planning on sending the other guy a super chat, but they actually sent it over to me. But thank you very much. I really appreciate that support. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. When I was in Korea 2 years back, I heard about 운탄고도 quite a few times, and every time I heard of it, I was thinking about going hiking at some time. Wow, okay, all right. Just plan to read 시다르타 of Herman Hesse's. Am I reading that right? But I just started only 책 표지 and 목차. Maybe I can read it. Okay. Did it overwhelm you? Did the table of contents, did it overwhelm you? Hey, come on, Curtis. You gotta answer my questions too, man. Come on. Stop treating me like a chatbot. I want you to answer I want to feel like I'm actually talking to a person, man. I asked you 2 questions and you haven't answered any of them. Come on. It was there was one about which language you can type faster in, and the other one was about GTA 6. Come on. Yeah, and you know, I'm more than happy to answer your questions. That's pretty much what I do on stream a lot of the times. It's just I want to be able to ask you guys questions and get your answers too. You know, come on. Do I have interesting hobbies? No, not really. You know, I feel really bad. I mean, it's not like I have to have some sort of interesting hobby or a lifestyle that people find interesting, right? But, you know, a lot of people actually, well, maybe not a lot, but there are, you know, I occasionally get questions like this. So, oh, I'd love to, you know, learn about your day, like what you do. Do you have a morning routine? And I kind of feel bad because I really don't have anything interesting to offer you in the way of like lifestyle or hobbies or anything. And so I'm really sorry, guys, but I'm just not a really interesting person in general. You start living alone and sometimes it gets boring. Oh, really? Okay. Well, you know, you should embrace that. You should totally embrace that. So I think if you are in a situation, or it's probably just a phase in your life, trust me. Batukinim, wait, maybe this totally depends. How old are you, man? Or woman? How old are you? Because you know what? I gotta say, I so miss the days when I got bored. I just so miss it. I miss it so much. I don't know, maybe you're like a retired person and maybe that's why, but in my case, I'm sure this is just a phase of my life, but I just happen to be in a phase of my life when I just can't get bored. There just simply isn't enough hours in the day for me to get bored. And so I so miss the days when I could get bored. I just didn't know how good I had it back then. But, you know, I'm sure it's going to come again. I'm sure I'll be able to, enjoy that and appreciate that someday in the future. When I get older, you know, when I'm retired. You know, there's, I don't think there's really anything that I can say that will give you any ideas, you know. Oh, you're 26. Okay. It's weird because you love being alone, but sometimes it gets boring. Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You should try new hobbies these days to shake off the loneliness. I think this is like, I'm really curious what others have to say about this. Because, you know, I have my own opinions about stuff, but we have, you know, a lot of people watching right now. I'm sure people have a lot more useful things to say than I do. Like, I want to ask you guys, like, really, if you were able to be bored, if you had the time to be bored, like, what would you do? How would you use that time? 손녀 영어 숙제 담당. Wow. Wait. I thought that isn't that the teacher's job? Isn't that the teacher's job? Why are you doing it? I wore blue light reduced glasses. It was so uncomfortable. Don't try that, everyone. Blue light, okay. So you wore, yeah. So if you don't regularly wear glasses, like it's, you know, I actually have many pairs of glasses because I need reading glasses, and I also need, even right now, I don't really see the text on my monitor very clearly. I can actually see better with glasses that I had made particularly for monitor use, because reading glasses usually require me to look at text close up, whereas the monitor is usually a little further away, and so I had another pair of glasses made just for monitor use, but it's just, you know, they're so uncomfortable that I just don't wear them at all a lot of the times. Should try to kind of 5. Honestly, it can be boring, no signals quite often. Sam, didn't you happen to drive past 우리들교회 near Job World in Pundang? A red Jeep Rubicon last Friday afternoon. The driver with the beard was wearing a red cap. No. I don't drive a red Rubicon. My car is dark gray. It's not red. Although I kind of wish I had gotten a red one. But when I was getting that car, there really wasn't an option. That was the only one that was available right away. And I didn't really feel like waiting. I could have, I guess, but then I would probably had to wait like 2 or 3 months. So that was the one that I got. The one that I ended up getting was the only one that I could get at the time. You type Korean much faster than English. See, now I feel like I'm talking to somebody. Great, thank you for that. See, I feel like I even know you a little better now. You can't play GTA 6 right away because you don't have Xbox or PlayStation. Wait, it's not going to come out on PC? Really? Yeah, me neither. I don't have Xbox or PlayStation. Hey, Susan, what's up? We just enjoy talking with you about anything, although you think you're not such an interesting person. Well, no, like, I mean, I really appreciate that. And I enjoy talking to you guys. Like, it doesn't really matter what it is we're talking about, just random stuff, you know. Sometimes the more random, the better it is. It's just that, you know, I occasionally get questions about my lifestyle and hobbies, and I hate not being able to give an interesting answer, you know. I know I don't have to feel that way. It's just that I just do sometimes. I feel like I'm, you know, letting them down. Why sudden asking about Tombstone lines? I don't know. Just, yeah, I don't know. Fun to think about, isn't it? Your morning routine is 1. Go to bathroom 2. Your morning routine is 1. Go to bathroom. Okay. Okay. So 1 is go to the bathroom. 2 is what? The Jeep Rubicon in orange color is charming, I think. Orange? I don't think I've seen an orange one. I really like, if I could change the color of my car to anything I wanted, I think I would want to change it to like a sandy color. Like, kind of like ivory. I think that would look pretty cool. I usually play a game called Aerofly FS, my flight time over 60. Is that like a flight simulator game? Oh, the FS stands for flight simulator, doesn't it? Aerofly? Is that the Microsoft version? I heard the Microsoft flight simulator is a really good game. Didn't you say that you enjoy answering questions and find it fun? Did I? I don't remember saying that specifically. Did I say that, guys? You know, it totally depends on the question, actually. If I'm being very frank, I dread answering questions about how to learn English. I absolutely hate it. But at the same time, I know that is probably the most commonly asked question, which means it's the question that most people want the answer to. And I feel like I do have the answer to that. The problem is it's not the answer that people want, which makes the whole process just very, very painful and stressful a lot of the time. But yeah, so I guess it really depends on the question. I was told that switching from fluorescent to warm lights before bed can help you sleep better. Ah, let's see. I feel like stuck in the intermediate level of English. Okay. I'm sure a lot of people feel like that. So if I were you, Kim Kwang-il-nim, if I were worried that my English, if I felt stuck, if I felt like my English wasn't progressing, what I would do is I would try to spend as much time as I can reading, listening to English content, tuning into English content, just consuming as much English content as I can, and use English whenever I can. And anytime I come across something that I would like to learn, because if you are a learner, if you're learning a language, then you will often find phrases, particular maybe patterns of vocabulary expressions that you want to be able to use, right? You'll often come across something and say, oh, you know, I want to be able to say that. That's exactly the kind of thing that I want to be able to say. And so just I would write it down somewhere. Write it down somewhere and just try to memorize it the best I can. And that's what I would do. And that's what I would do. And that's exactly what I would tell a foreigner who's learning Korean. A foreigner who's learning Korean, who's expressing their concerns about the exact same thing. Oh, you know, I think my Korean is stuck around the intermediate level. I feel like my Korean is not progressing. I would recommend the same thing. So, I don't know if you've already tried that, but, you know. Latte? Yeah. Do we have any things that you do when I feel lonely? I never feel lonely. I have you guys. I have my family. I have you guys. I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to brag. But I don't think I've ever felt lonely in my entire life. It's a mobile game, and oh, okay. I could play it on Steam. It costs 60,000 won. Okay, that's pretty expensive for a game. It's gonna be tired if I have to remember everything I said. Yeah. I'm not exactly... Are you responding to something, Kaidoni? I'm not sure if you're responding to something. Drink a cup of warm water. Check today's weather for 3 different places. New York, for your oldest son, Canada. Your younger son, your third is watching. Oh, wow. That's your morning routine. Awesome. And I'm part of it. That feels so weird, actually. Is it better to understand English in English word order or to change it into Korean word order? When you're listening and trying to understand, then Korean should not be involved at all. That's how I feel about it. Wait. You know what, Curtis? I actually take that back. I guess what I really want to say is it depends on whether you're by yourself studying the language or actually using the language to communicate with someone. As I always say, when you are actually using the language and you're communicating with someone, whether it's verbally or through like chat or through community, like online communities, I think you should just kind of let go of everything. Just completely let go of all of the things that you normally do when you're studying the language. Just let go of everything and just use it. Don't think, just whatever comes out, let it come out. And whatever they say, don't try so hard to understand every little part of it. Just try to get the gist of what they're saying. That's really all. Even though I've been learning it for 5 years, especially small talk is something I should keep practicing. I don't know. Can you practice small talk? You know, when it comes to small talk, I'm actually terrible at small talk, even in Korean. I'm not, you know, I'm really not very good at small talk, like, period. So for me, it's not really a language issue. It's just I'm not a very talkative person in general, especially when it comes to just very light day-to-day topics. Like, I can come across one of my neighbors, right? And he might, you know, I always find it really amazing how they're able to come up with something to say, even if it's just like something that's just passing by. You know, like I'm carrying like a bag or something, and sometimes they just ask, "Oh, what's that?" Right? And you know, that's a really great way to start a small talk. And I say, "Oh, it's just, you know, dog food for my dogs." And for me, even coming up with something like that is hard. It's probably because I'm too much in my head. Like, let's say that I saw someone carrying a bag. Now, in my case, this is what I'm thinking. Why would I ask them about that? It's none of my business. I have no business asking about what they're carrying, so I should just shut up. That's kind of what goes on in my head. You know what I mean? So I think people who process like me, if this sounds familiar, if this sounds like you, then you're just probably generally bad at small talk. I think the real key to becoming good at small talk is to let go of all of the things, like the whole idea of like, why should I talk about this, or what's the point of bringing this up. You have to let all that go and just talk about anything and everything. I think that's what you need to do. You have to just talk about anything and everything. It doesn't matter if it's meaningless. If it doesn't matter whether the person is interested in it or not. You just have to talk about anything and everything. I don't have a morning routine, Susie, because I often don't get up in the morning. I often go to bed very 4 or 5 in the morning. So your house Wi-Fi isn't working, so you're watching on your phone. Uncomfortable. We have to wait until Tuesday. Wait until Tuesday. Oh, okay, that's terrible. Have you tried unplugging and plugging your Wi-Fi router back in, like removing the power, like turning it off, on again? Sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes that's really all it takes. I've been studying for 3 hours and was about to take a break, but then... okay. Well, I have few years of practice. I have a few years of practice. English course these days, and I found myself speaking English like a Korean intonation or the word order. When my partner is fluent, then I could be better, but if not, I lose. I'm taking English course these days, and I found myself speaking English like a Korean nation or the word order. When your partner is fluent, then I could be better, but if not, I lose. Okay, I'm not exact. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it takes time, Yangni. It takes time. It takes time. You can't... I mean, sure. And you have to consider the fact that your pronunciation and intonation may not improve very much, even after years of learning the language. And so I think one of the things that you have to come to terms with is that you will never actually sound like a native speaker. That is a real possibility. You guys know this, right? You guys know that this is true. It may very well be that you will never actually sound like a native speaker. And that's okay. That's fine. You know. I was kind of good at small talk in the past, but now I feel super awkward having small talk. I see. Okay, so you're generally pretty good at small talk in Korean, for example, when you're talking to other Korean folks. But it's just when you're using English. Okay, well, then you'll get there. It's just going to take some time, that's all. It's just going to take some time. I think one of the biggest obstacles that you have to go over, one of the biggest things that you have to overcome is worrying about how you sound to other native speakers, because you understand so well that your English is not as good as it could be or as good as you want it to be. And so your fear of the judgment, if I start speaking with this bad English, the person is going to feel uncomfortable. They're not going to be able to understand me very well, so it's going to be awkward. And so you start kind of judging yourself. You start criticizing yourself over all of these little aspects. And so it just makes it so much harder to just speak comfortably, I think that's one of the biggest things that you have to overcome. So if you really consider your situation carefully, it's not really the English that's holding you back. It's the psychology. It's the psychology. And remember what I said. There are many, many people all over the world who speak terrible English, but they have no problem speaking to people in English. You know what I mean? I've said this many times. There are many, many people who have no problem using their bad English to communicate with people. That's the attitude that you need. The psychology that says, it doesn't matter. Hey, English is not my first language. Of course my English is going to be bad. Hey, but I am happy to be here talking to you. That's the kind of mindset that you need. You know what I mean? The only way for me to get good at small talk is to change my personality. You can pretend to be someone else. If that's what you're talking about, Dainonim, I totally agree with you. You know how they say fake it till you make it? I used to think that this was like it made no sense. Like why would you do that? Why would anybody do that? But now I've come to understand that it makes perfect sense. I've come to understand it makes absolutely perfect sense that pretending to be someone else, especially if you're like me, who's just naturally introverted, and most of the time you'd rather be by yourself and not really interact with people. But if you want to become someone who can adapt to social life, if you want to socialize, and if you want to be like that, then you have to act. You have to pretend like you're someone else. And I do that all the time. And if I'm being really frank with you guys, I do that with you too. I try to be as myself as I can with you guys. I really do. I would say like 90% of me is like the real me, but there is a 10% of me that I'm kind of portraying, just to make this work a little better. But that's what it means, right? That's what it is to socialize. That's what it is to, be a part of a group, don't you think? Have I ever interpreted for a friend who doesn't speak English? No, not for a friend. Because none of my friends need translation. They can handle most dialogues. Just wanted to deliver your opinions on something exactly. Okay. Yeah. After you lived several years in the United States, you kept practicing English? Because I think English is something that you should listen and speak consistently. Well, I think I've talked about this a number of times on stream, so I lived in the U.S. for about 6 years when I was a kid. I came back in 94, and I've been in Korea ever since 1994. And even to this day, so how long has it been? Jeez, it's been what? Guys, how long has it been since I came back? I can't even do the math. Is it what, 32 years? No. Wait, is it 40 years? No, it's 32 years, right? It's been 32 years since I came back. Because it's 2026, I came back in 94. What is that? It's 32 years, right? So it's been 32 years since I came back, and I gotta say, I still don't feel like I'm perfectly adapted to Korean life. I still feel like I'm in the process of adapting to Korean life. I really do. I know that makes no sense. I don't know if I'll ever perfectly adapt, but I feel like I'm still adapting. There's still a big part of me that's really struggling to, I don't know, maybe this is no longer a cultural thing. Maybe it's just me not being able to socialize with people in general, maybe, right? But yeah, and so I had a lot of trouble adapting to Korean life after I came back to Korea in 94. And so as much as I was having a hard time adapting to Korea life, I kind of stuck to a lot of things in English, meaning that even after I came back to Korea, I continued consuming content in English. I continued reading things in English. I continued using online websites in English. I continued playing games in English. I was, as a kid, I would play games a lot. And I would like, for example, I used to, like, long time ago, actually there's a new version out right now, but long time ago, I used to spend a lot of time playing this game called Diablo 2. I don't know if you guys know this game, but as a kid, I think I was in middle school, I used to play a lot of Diablo 2. And when you play that game, you can play in the Asia servers or in Western servers, right? And of course, depending on which server you play in, you encounter different people, right? When I was playing that game, I only played in the US servers, and I would encounter people in the US. And so that's kind of how, how I continued to use English after I came back to Korea. Of course, when I was at school, I would use Korean. I would use Korean with my friends, with my family. Sure, of course. But anything that I did that didn't require me to use Korean, I would just do everything in English. Not because I was trying to maintain my English, but out of comfort, out of convenience. You know what I mean? Why did I shave my hair? I'm sorry, I'm not exactly sure how to answer that question because I wanted to. I'm trying to think of a better answer. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of a better answer. I can't find any better answer than I wanted to. Why does anybody cut their hair? Why does anybody cut their hair? Isn't it the same reason anybody else cuts their hair? When you're talking to someone in English, you just say some sentences and explain what I just want to say, and another word to explain that again and again. Okay. I'm not sure what you mean by that, to be honest. Reminds you of when a foreigner said your name, said my English sounded a bit Scottish. Oh, okay. 술 마시면 영어 잘 되는. Yeah. Only simple words come out to mind when I speak English. Well, That's actually not a problem. In fact, if anything is a problem, you being worried about that is the problem. Does that make sense? I'm confident with my expressions that I prepared before, but when it comes to a new question, whether it's from native or student, I have difficulty with delivering English correctly. Yeah, and that's not a problem. English just isn't your first language, that's it. And the only way you can improve, the only way you can get past that is just to continue with what you got. And what I mean by what you got is, with your current English, stop trying to fix it. Because the only way to fix it is to just continue using it as is. Does that make sense? I think personality is kind of different when I'm speaking English. When I'm speaking Korean, you get a bit shy when you're speaking Korean, but not so with English. Really? Have I experienced this? You guys tell me, because you've heard me use both Korean and English, right? How do I sound? Today you studied 빨라요? Okay, with video, my tongue and mouth getting buffering while eponymous. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that's exactly what has to happen. More outgoing for 사회생활? Well, that's generally true. That's not really a matter of language, right? You mean 발음 연습이 너무 어렵다는 뜻? Well, that's necessary. That is necessary. Because think about it. Let's say you go to the gym every day and you never lift any of the heavy ones. Imagine that. You go to the gym every day, you've been going for years, and you never whenever you're choosing which one to pick up, like, I'm talking about the dumbbells, let's say you choose to never pick up the heavy ones. This sounds absolutely ridiculous. And why wouldn't you? Of course you have to pick up. But you know what? This is what's happening to like 90% of English learners in Korea. 90% of English learners in Korea, they never pick up the heavy ones. Oh, this is heavy. Oh, this is light. Okay. Oh, this is too heavy. No. They never pick up the heavy dumbbells. That's exactly what's happening to 90% of Korean English learners. So, when something feels hard, that's what you should be learning. That's what you should be spending time on. What, you're going to spend time on easy ones? Why? You already know those. What is the secret to my success? And is no, there's no secret. It's all luck. It's all luck. Do you know why it's all luck? Because yes, I do put in a lot of effort. But even that is luck, because I never chose to be this type of person. There was never a point in my life when I said, okay, I'm going to choose to be this sort of person. No. I am who I am, right? And that's luck, right? If you were born into a person that just never puts in any effort into anything, it's not really your fault. You just had really bad luck into being born into the person that you are, basically. And there's another layer of luck. Even if you are a person who puts in a lot of effort, if luck doesn't come your way, it's probably not going to lead to anything meaningful. It's probably not going to, nothing's going to happen most of the time. So I think it's really about luck. There's no secret. People like to talk about, secret to this and secret to that. I don't think there's no such thing as a secret. There's no such thing. The only thing you can really do is just do what you can and hope that luck comes your way. That's how I feel about success. That's really how I feel about success. You just do whatever you can, do the best you can, and just hope that luck comes your way. That's all I have. That's all I know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I have the wrong idea about success. Maybe that's not how success works. But that's how I view things. In which way am I struggling adapting? I think I've talked about this maybe once or twice before, but whenever I have to be a group, be a part of a group, people, I don't feel like I'm accepted. People don't accept me for who I am. Like even in this building right now, my neighbors, well, actually right now, my neighbors are kind of, they're all kind of on their own. But there was a time before some of the people here moved out. There was a time when everyone just got together along really well, except me, except my wife and I. And this has been happening ever since I came back to Korea. Like whenever I was in high school, whenever I was in middle school, in university, when I was in the military, whatever group that I was a part of, I was kind of always an outcast. People never really accepted me. People always treated me like I was a weirdo. Yeah. Even my family. Even my mom told me she felt uncomfortable with me. She said exactly those words. And she always treated me like I was some criminal. I swear, didn't I tell you about this, guys? Like, I'm being 100% honest. I have never in my entire life caused any problems. Have I? I don't think so. Did I do anything that led to any sort of trouble? No. I don't think I've ever done anything that led to any sort of trouble. And yet, my mother always... My dad, I don't think he really cared all that much. But my mom always treated me like I was a criminal. Like I was always on the brink of doing something horrible. Like whenever I would go out to do something, she would always tell me, "You be careful now. Don't you do anything crazy." When have I done anything crazy? Yeah. Yeah, and the last time I talked to her, which was like, I don't know, probably like more than 10 years ago. Yeah, she told me just straight to my face. She said, I feel uncomfortable with you. I don't want to see you anymore. Okay, fine, jeez. My brother said the same thing. It's so weird. I just don't get it. It's just a part of my life that will always stay a mystery. Sorry about that. I just got a little emotional, I think. I feel like I may have shared a little too much, but it is what it is. I think 6 years living there when you were young affects a lot. Sure. Yeah, you said before your English was around 6 or 7 compared to native speakers. How much has it improved from teaching English on YouTube? People say teaching helped you improve. Yo, yeah. I think it doesn't. It's not just the language. It's whatever it is in almost any area. I think one of the best ways, the fastest ways to improve and learn for yourself is to actually try teaching it to other people. Because you start thinking about it in a much more organized way. You try to break it down to the very to the most essential parts of it, and so. I feel like I've improved a lot. How much? I don't know. I don't know. Am I going to make a video for the... Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sure. Of course. Absolutely. When you go to PC방, all guys playing StarCraft or Diablo at that time. Yeah, I think so. Although I usually played at home, so I wouldn't really know. Hey, Nico Chamney, what's up? It's been a while, yeah. If I had to lose the ability to speak either... Curtis님, you've asked me this before. You don't remember asking me this? You asked me this before. Of course I would lose the ability to speak Korean. Of course. I mean, why would anybody choose to forget English? Half the internet is in English. Not even 1% of the internet is in English. Korean is used only by a very, very small amount of people in the world. What are you talking about? Come on. Let's be realistic here. I think I don't really get along with Korean people, so most of my friends are... Oh, really? Oh, okay. That's something I didn't know about you, Dainoni. But I can't really learn English from them either, because they speak Korean perfectly. Oh. Interesting. So your foreigners use Korean perfectly? Wow. Even Korean people don't use Korean perfectly. Those are some foreign friends you got there. I'm a woman, okay, but I want to do 삭발. Oh, yeah, you should definitely try it. Yeah. I think for a lot of guys, I feel like, you know, if you're like a corporate guy, right? If you're working for a company and you have to maintain a certain sort of look, right? Because you can't be a part of a large corporation going to like an employee of a large corporation and go around like this. I don't think they really allow that. But as long as you don't have anything like that hanging over your head, I think once you try this hair, it's really hard to go back. It's really hard. You're speaking English more often lately? Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm really trying to small talk with some people anywhere, hospital, dentist, groceries. Sure, yeah. Oh, that's thank you. I mean, it's really great that you're thinking of me like that, but I'm just, you know, I just have to put it out there that it's very important that you don't rely on just one source, like whatever it is. Like, you know, you should always like diversify your learning experience, you know. But I really appreciate you thinking of me like that. That's great. Thank you. I sound kind of polite when I switch to Korean. 그런가요? 그래요? 더 나이스해져요? I wonder how you became a perfect person. What? What are you talking about? Is that a joke? Oh. Sam, you should, Jungsun, Barbini, what's up? How you doing? You should do Kigman, cause what? No. You have no idea how smart you have to be a comedian. Comedians, I think, you know, there's this saying, if you can be funny, like strategically funny, if you can can be a comedian, you can be anything. I heard someone say this. I don't remember exactly who it was, but I think it was some producer of a show. He said that if you can be funny, you can do any sort of acting. And he said that because most of the cast on his show were originally comedians. And he was answering the question, you know, what is there something, is it because you just happen to know a lot of comedians in the business? Or is there any reason why you cast so many comedians? And that's what he said. He said, if you can be funny, you can be anything. So that, in my mind, means that you have to have a really high IQ. You got to be really smart. But no, I can't do that. Yeah, it's true, right? Do I believe in Saju? I really want to. I think it's an interesting kind of it's very interesting, the whole idea of determinism, right? 50% 이상의 영어 공부에 대한 쓴소리. No, I know. That's just how you know, I'm not trying to. It's just the only thing that it's the only advice. It's the only meaningful advice that I can give, that's why. People go places when they got a lucky chance and they are prepared and deserve it. That's the way I see it. People go places when they got a lucky chance and they are prepared and deserve it. That's the way I see it. Okay. Yeah. You got so accepted by over 1 million subscribers. I think subscribers, the subscriber count. I mean, I know what you mean, and I really appreciate that, really. But subscriber count is just a very small part of the whole story, I think. Oh, that's Jesse Partney. That's really sweet of you. Yeah, love you too, man. Have I eaten? I think I had a late lunch. I haven't really had anything after that late lunch. What about you, IK? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. Okay. All right, we gotta play a game tonight. I wonder if being loud on public transportation like the subway is acceptable in other countries. Oh, you mean being loud? Is acceptable? Shh. As long as you're not making people feel uncomfortable. As long as you're not like screaming like some deer, you know. As long as you're like, I don't know, if you're laughing and talking to someone next to you, I think that's totally fine. Even in places like Japan, where the cultural norm is to be quiet, I think even in those environments, I think it's perfectly fine to be talking to someone next to you, you know, relatively loudly. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if you're maybe talking on the phone loudly, that is something that I hate. So I would try not to do that. My foreign friends are always so loud, and I always have to tell them to keep it down so they don't get scolded by Koreans. Do they make other people feel uncomfortable? I think just because we always leave a comment about the concern and worry about English, he always... Well, it's not a concern. Oh, here I go again. Okay. I have to keep in mind that anytime people ask me about, you know, the methodology of learning English, and anytime people are expressing their concerns about learning English, it's more or less a complaint. It's more or less complaining that they don't want to do it. I got to really remember that. I don't know why it's so hard to keep that in mind. I have to constantly remind them. You guys should remind me. Anytime anybody asks me about the methodology of learning English, and anytime you see me about to go off on a rant about, you know, about being realistic about learning another language, you got to remind me. You got to say, hey, stop. They're just complaining. You guys have to remind me that. Oh, thank you, Bajuganim. Thank you. I really appreciate that, really. Why does this feel so weird? Thank you, something. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. If no one in my family trusts me. Well, they're not obligated to trust you, right? You know, the relationship between you and your parents and your siblings is actually, if you think about it in a very realistic way, it's much more random than you and your friends. It's much more random than you and your dog, because the relationship with you and your friend is actually selected. It's chosen. But nobody chooses their parents, and nobody chooses their brothers and sisters. And so if you think about it that way, because, you know, I have a broken family, and so I've thought about this a lot, and I've come to realization that the relationship between me and my parents is much more random than most people that I choose in my social life. So, you know, they're not obligated to support you. I mean, it's great if you have a supporting family. It's great if you get along really well with your friends. That's great. That's absolutely great. And you should consider that a tremendous fortune. As you're very lucky if you have a very supportive family. A family that sticks together and that you know, that look out for each other, that support each other. You're absolutely lucky, because there are a lot of families out there that are not like that. I look like an outsider. I usually am in most cases. Like, yeah, it's probably because of just the person that I am. You know, living in Korea without being able to speak Korean will likely cause a lot of inconvenience. Is that still okay with you? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Or I could try to relocate to another country. You know, but I think I can manage. Luckily, met a wife who can understand you. Yeah, that's something that my wife and I actually talk about that quite often. Like how lucky we were to find each other, to have met each other. We're very lucky because she's a lot like me in a lot of ways, and so we're very lucky that we found each other. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that's so dumb, isn't it? That's so dumb. That is so stupid. Why would they call that Tank Day? That was so dumb. Man, can you believe that someone actually approved that? And you know, this was a reminder that there are people who are living, I mean, we're living in the same space. We're living within the confines of the same reality. But there are people who just operate on a completely different level. They operate in a completely different way. It's just like the person in charge of like hundreds, like thousands of people, you know, running a multi-million-dollar business. And they can't even sense that there's something wrong with that? Can I ask 선생님, why did you do 석발? Sure. Sure, 홍자님. Sure, you can ask anything you want. I want you to feel like you can talk about anything you want. Anything, absolutely anything. 쌤 아무 문제를 일으킨 적 없는 본인 생각에 착한 아이였는데 엄마가 아기를 잡혀갖고 항상 자기. Yeah, that's what I talked about. Yeah. Could you let me know what is the app that you use for the subtitle? It's called closed captioning via Google Speech to Text. It's an OBS plugin. Don't you have any plans to shave your eyebrows? I've never well, okay, I would be lying if I said I never thought about it. Can you imagine how funny that would be? Curtis님, I think by far that's my favorite question from you. That is my favorite question from you, man. Oh, how long am I going to start? Well, you know, we have to get to a game. We got to get to a great. No teacher is always funny. I bet almost people are looking forward to hearing what you say. It depends on the person. Yeah, comedians. Yeah, they're very smart. I used to a bit greedy when it came to making people laugh. Oh, you mean you wanted to be funny? You had a urge to be funny? Do I think euthanasia should be legalized in Korea? I think euthanasia should be allowed everywhere. I think it should be allowed. I think people should have... I feel like people should be able to decide how and when they die. I support it. I think it's not up to anyone else. Like, yeah. Of course there has to be a process. Of course there has to be a process, right? For example, if the person can be helped, sure. I feel like there should be a process, a very, very strict process. But at the end of the day, I feel like euthanasia should be allowed. I support it. I ended up having just Greek yogurt with frozen blueberries and peanut butter. I should save Korean fried chicken day. Korean fried chicken day? There's a Korean fried chicken day? Did you just make that up, or is that really a day? Oh man, I'm sure all those chicken businesses, I can't even imagine how much they would want that. Like, oh, please let there be a day. No, let there be a month. Like, fried chicken month. Those businesses would go crazy over that, right? 반대 상황도 짜증났더라고요. 오피스에서 전화 받았는데 주변에서 시끄럽게 떠들어서 전화 통화하기 힘들던 기억이. Well, yeah, I mean, sure. Okay, so yeah. So there should be, there's a time and a place. Right? There's a time and a place for everything. That's the dumbest thing you've ever seen? What is? But I feel like, Sam, you live your life. I mean, you create your life. I'm super self-conscious sometimes and can't do something that I want to do. I'm not exactly sure what you're saying. Don't even see where that idea came from. What idea came from? Yeah, we're so lucky. My wife and I, we are so lucky. We are very, very lucky that we found each other. And I think it's what I felt about my wife when I met her was pretty accurate, fortunately. Because up until I met my wife, I never imagined myself getting married. I always thought, oh no one's gonna understand me. I'm never gonna get along with anybody to the extent of, sharing a life together in that way. And then after I met my wife, not long after I met my wife, actually, I felt that, if it's her, then it could actually work if it were her. And it turns out it's true. Although you can't deny that a lot of effort goes into making a marriage work in a lot of ways. There's a lot of getting used to and stuff like that, but yeah. You should consider, if you are happily married, you should consider yourself very lucky. Yeah. But again, just like any success story, I think it's really all about putting in the effort and hoping for the best. 다 각자 사는 건가 봐요. 근데 부모님 도움 없이 학생들은 단 하루도 못 살지 않나? Yeah, and that really has to do with how much the government has invested in that area. I think it's that's where the government systems really come into play. But unfortunately, I don't think that we have systems in place for those folks. So you're probably right. Yeah. Do you think there is the one? I don't think there is the one for me. Well, again, like I said, you can't expect to meet someone and just instantly. You can't meet anyone who can just instantly be the perfect one for you. There is a lot of effort that goes into, like I said, a lot of effort that goes into a marriage. Let me just read. Come to think of it, for the past 2 years, I've been very lazy about learning English and even joining the live stream here. I think I actually procrastinated doing what I used to be doing daily. Well, I don't want you guys to feel like you have to be consistent. I mean, you have priorities, right? And life kind of flows through different phases. There are phases when you can put in the time and effort in learning what you want, but then life gets in the way. Your priorities change, and you have to focus on other things, and so. To me, you live your life to the fullest. Do I live my life to the fullest? Well, I'm definitely trying to. I don't know if I'm doing a very good job. It's always relative, right? There will always be someone who at least seems like they're living their life to a richer life. And by richer, I don't mean like financially, but doing more things and achieving more things and experiencing more things. There will always be someone who seem like they're doing more, making more of their life than others. But then you have to consider the fact that you guys only see what I choose to show you. So there's that. Korean fried chicken thing. It certainly seems like the kind of thing that should exist, right? I know. It was. How can anybody think that was okay? How could anyone think that was okay? Right? It's kind of like this. It's kind of like, you want to I don't know, like, whenever that murder case happened at some subway station, some guy just randomly chose a female victim, followed her into the bathroom and just stabbed her to death. You guys remember that? And you know how a lot of people just came by paying their respects to the victim, and it became a whole thing, right? It's like calling that knife day. It's just so dumb, right? So maybe you wanted to kind of refer to that incident, as a way to kind of, I don't know, just raise, what do you call that? To commemorate the loss, of the victim, and to pay respect to their family or whatever. And you call that knife day. How dumb is that? I think awareness was the word I was looking for. You want to raise awareness for those type of incidents, and you call that knife day. Jeez. You sometimes have this kind of trouble, like my friend or partner got upset by word or behavior that I have any intention to upset them. I'm sorry, but I don't know how to deal with from that time. You mean like misunderstandings because of some word that you used inappropriately? I mean, misunderstandings can be straightened out, right? I guess it's hard to meet in the middle because between two, even in an intimate relationship, I guess it's hard to meet in the middle between two. I think it's because of ego. I think the most success life is meet the right person, love each other, and living together with fun, concern, cheer up, and love until die. Again, I think a lot of effort goes into it. You can't expect to meet the perfect one. You got to meet just the best person that you can, and then work really hard at the relationship, as long as it's worth it. If you feel that the relationship is worth investing in, then you can work at it. And if you're lucky, if you're very, very lucky, the marriage can work. But just because it doesn't work out doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean I don't think there's such thing as failure. It just doesn't work out. You know, some things don't work out. That's all it is. You should never consider that as a failure. How could anybody understand why that giant corporate had to risk everything to do such a dumb thing? Oh, man. Oh, right. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to move over to the other gaming channel. It's called Start New Games. And let's try a game together, okay? We got 2 lined up. I don't know if we're going to play both. We're not going to continue the game we were playing last week because that one was just a little bit too hard. So we're going to go over to the other channel and play a couple games, okay? Thank you. If you're not joining us in the game channel, thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you for spending time with me on this perfectly serviceable Sunday evening. But instead, you decide to stick around and keep me company. Thank you for that. I'll see you guys some other time, okay? All right. See you guys soon.